What's up, everybody? This is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4. I can't believe we are in the AFC Conference Championship game. If we beat the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Toronto Huskies will advance on to the Super Bowl. And let's take a look at the playoff bracket here for just a moment. Philadelphia Eagles won, the Dallas Cowboys won as well. So, that being said, they both battle off in the NFC Conference Championship game, and the winner of that game gets to go to the Super Bowl. And yeah, so without further ado, we'll see you at kickoff time. We'll be playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers in Toronto.
From Toronto, Canada, it's the AFC Championship Game on EA Sports.
This game will determine who will win the AFC and make it to the Super Bowl in Inglewood, because this is the end of the 2021 season. Two good football teams here in this matchup.
And the Toronto Huskies versus Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Alright, now it is kickoff time here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as the Pittsburgh Steelers kick it off, and former Steeler Joe Hayden will be ready to return for the first time against his former team, and he will get stopped at the 33-yard line. So this is going to be the first time for Cam Newton stepping on the field for the Toronto Huskies. So now, 1st and 10 from the 33 here in Toronto. He throws the ball to AJ Green, gets a reception there, and he jukes it. Will he get it into the end zone is the real question. Jumps on in there. He does get it in. Touchdown Husky, 67-yard touchdown reception there, as it's now 7-0 here in Maple Leaf Country. Alright, now it is Pittsburgh football here in Toronto, as Ben Roethlisberger, who won 2 Super Bowls with Pittsburgh, and in last season in this series, and there is a flag, I'll explain more about that after the flag. It is a holding call for Pittsburgh, and it's David DeCasha, so we're going to decline there. So back to what I was saying about the Super Bowl from last season on the Toronto Huskies franchise. It was the Dallas Cowboys that played against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, and we get an interception, and Jason McCourty gets an INT. So this is Pittsburgh's first turnover of the game here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as we're going to use some Frank Gore as our running back, as a matter of fact, for Toronto. And he gets a first down, jukes it, and he will get stopped at the 26 for a gain of 25 yards on that carry. And this will lead into a 1st and 10. So I'm going to run the ball, possibly with Le'Veon Bell, using inside zone. So he's also battling off against his former team here in Pittsburgh. If you guys want to check out the last episode when the Toronto Huskies beat the Tennessee Titans in the Divisional round, I'll have that video in the link in the description. And Rob Gronkowski gets a touchdown there. So this is his first receiving touchdown of the game, and it's now going to be 14-0 here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as it's the rapper Drake's hometown. So I also started a new London Bulldogs franchise. I will have that in the link in the description as well. Alright, now it's 2nd and 3 from the 36 here in Toronto, as Jalen Samuels runs the ball there, and he's going to get stopped. So this will lead into 3rd and 2 from the 36-yard line here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, as they hand the ball to James Conner, and he does not make a first down. And this will lead into 4th and 2 here for the Steelers, as they have to punt this away to AJ Green. So the Steelers had a really good regular season, I'd have to say. 11-5. They beat the Cleveland Browns in the first round playoffs at home in Pittsburgh. Speaking of that, tomorrow, the Cleveland Browns will be traveling to the 412. It will be on NBC at 8:15. So now this is going to be 1st and 10 here for the Toronto Huskies as Cam Newton runs it in and gets a first down there for a gain of 12 yards. As it will be a 1st and 10, so we're going to use a PA fork pass play. And I'm thinking I'm going to pass the ball to Corey Davis, and we get down to the 4-yard line. 3 for 3, 134 yards. So I'm just going to run the ball. I'm just going to run it in with possibly Le'Veon Bell if there's any. And we'll just use the HB drive for Le'Veon Bell. And we're going to hand the ball off to him. And he does not get it in. So we're going to take a timeout here to think of our game plan for our Toronto Huskies. And we're going to use the I form. I guess we'll just use Frank Gore. We're going to use some inside zone. And then when we score that touchdown, we'll see you guys in the second quarter. Touchdown Huskies. It will now be 21-0 here in Toronto. Alright, now it's 4th and 12 here for the Pittsburgh Steelers as they have to punt this away. And Toronto will get an opportunity to return the punt here with AJ Green. And I'm thinking by third quarter, I'm going to switch it up to Joe Hayden. And no one even is going to stop him. He breaks tackles along the way. He's going to move the chains, does a front flip, and gets that into the end zone. And that will be a touchdown. 84-yard punt return there, as it will be 29-0 because we're going to attempt a 2-point conversion. And we're going to take a break. Okay, now it's 1st and 10 from the 36 here in Toronto, as Jalen Samuels will get stopped there. And now this will be a 2nd and 8 for the Steelers as they're trying to aim their way to get it in the red zone. And their objective is to get it in the end zone and score 6 points. And they'll have their first points of the game. And Ben Roethlisberger throws it deep there and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 8 now from the 34. If they do not make a first down here, and they do not, so this technically means the Steelers are going to have to take the punt. They're just going to have to take the field goal. The kick is up, and no good. Toronto has possession. So now we're going to just use the I form. We're going to use curls. I'm just going to run it in with Cam Newton until we get around the 30-ish yard line or whatnot. So I'm just going to run it. Get stopped at the 43. So we got 13 more yards, and the 2-minute warning has just came up. And it's now 28-0 here in Toronto. So looks like the Huskies are going to get an easy win, and they'll make the Super Bowl. And they're going to throw it to Gronk. Will he complete it? The answer is no. He does not complete the pass. And now this will lead in a 2nd and 10 from the 43. And now Newton, he's going to throw this to Gronk. And that will be completed, actually. And this will be a 1st and 10, 20-yard reception there that time by. And there's a booth review. We're going to skip that. And it counts. So we're just going to do another passing play until we get. We're not really going to do any running plays until we get more points in the end zone. And we do get a first down. And we get stopped at the 7. 5 for 6, 170 yards. So we should be able, if he throws pass completions, then I'll guarantee you he'll have a 158.3 pass rating. And AJ Green scored a touchdown. So second receiving touchdown of the game for him, as it's now going to be a 34-0 lead here in Toronto. And we'll see you guys when we're on defense. All right, and the Huskies recover a fumble there. Kenny Clark makes a fumble recovery, so this will lead into another Pittsburgh turnover as Ben Roethlisberger got sacked. He loses the football there, and Toronto makes a recovery, and we're on offense, so we're in the red zone, so I'm going to hand the ball off to Frank Gore, and he's going to get stopped at the 12-yard line. So 3 rushes, 28 yards, and a touchdown. So now this is going to be a 2nd and 8 now for the Toronto Huskies, and Newton throws it to Gronk, touchdown Huskies, and this will be his 2nd receiving touchdown of the game, and we're just going to use a goal line. We're just going to run it in just to score more points. If we actually make this in, and we do not because, and Cam Hayward there made the stop, so this is now going to be a 41-0 lead. We'll see you guys when we're on defense. Trevor Greensburg with that fumble recovery for a touchdown, and now Trevor Greensburg, the Penn State product, he makes that incredible defensive play. They knock the ball off of a Pittsburgh return man, and he returns it. Oh, he loses the ball, Deontay Johnson, and Trevor Greensburg takes it to the end zone, and we'll see you guys in the 3rd quarter. All right, now it is kickoff time to begin the 2nd half, and Pittsburgh here is ready to return as Toronto kicks this one off, and Deontay Johnson will be ready to return for the Steelers, and he will get stopped at the 31. So this will be a 1st and 10 here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, at Maple Leaf Field. As now Ben Roethlisberger is trying to throw the football, and it will be an incomplete pass. So Ben Roethlisberger, during the break, threw another INT, and Jason McCourty got that interception. So now he's going to throw it to Deontay Johnson. It's now 3rd and 11 here for the Steelers, as Toronto is ready to play some defense. They're leading this 48-0. They might have a big shot at making it into the Super Bowl. And J.J. Watt makes that fumble recovery, and he gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. He has 2 younger brothers that play for Pittsburgh, Derek and TJ. TJ's the youngest. He plays defense. Derek is the middle child, and he's the only Watt brother to play offense. So yeah, so it's now going to be 55-0, and we're going to take a break. Okay, now it's 1st and 10 from the 49 here in Toronto. During the break, J.J. Watt recorded another fumble recovery, and that time it was a touchdown as well. So he has 2 defensive touchdowns in this game for this Toronto Huskies defense. So this Huskies defense has done really well. 2 interceptions, and they had 4 fumble recoveries. 3 of them returned for touchdowns, to my understanding, because Trevor Greensburg had 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown, and J.J. Watt had 2. So now it's 3rd and 8, and he's going to throw the ball, and it's going to be an INT. And Trevor Williams makes another INT there. He's been leading the league in interceptions this season. And by the end of the season, I'm going to do like a whole video of all the plays of all of Trevor Williams' interceptions and stuff. So I might make a couple highlight videos just to have a remnants of season 1 and how great of a season it was. So Cam Newton threw the ball deep, and it was to Rob Gronkowski, and he got it there at the 48-yard line. So this is going to be a 1st and 10 here for the Huskies. Newton, back to pass. He's going to lob it. And Gronk gets a reception, and they are in the red zone. With only 1:13 to go in the third quarter, I may as just well run it in because we're in the red zone, and we're going to score points regardless. So we're going to get this. He jumps on into the end zone. Touchdown Huskies. And this will now be his second rushing touchdown of the game. And it will be now 69-0. We'll see you in the fourth quarter. All right, now it is time to return a punt. We got Joe Hayden, the former Pittsburgh Steelers secondary. As you guys saw from the first quarter, he returned the first kickoff of the AFC Championship game. So now he's going to return this, and he's going to get stopped at the 37. With this big lead the Huskies are doing in this game, they may as well just take the AFC I believe it's the Lamar Hunt trophy for the AFC champion. So now this is going to be 2nd and 14 after TJ Watt made that tackle. And we're going to use a passing play on 2nd and 14 here for the Huskies. And we used Joe Flacco after Cam Newton did such a good job throwing the ball. And he had a perfect passer rating of 158.3. So he throws. Flacco throws it for 47 yards. And that is complete. But we are in the red zone. This is incredible. We're doing so well. And we're moving the chains. We're getting touchdowns after touchdown after touchdown. And AJ Green gets a touchdown. His third receiving touchdown of the game. And it will now be 76-0. All right, now it's 2nd and 10 here for the Steelers as they're ready to throw the football. They're going to pass it, and it's going to be an incomplete. 7 for 19, 54 yards, and that is not acceptable. That is totally unacceptable, and we get an INT, and he's going to run this all the way for a pick six. Gets it into the end zone, touchdown. 40-yard returner by Jimmy Smith, and it's now going to be 83-0. And they got like 17 more points away until they make that big 100. And I don't believe any NFL team has scored over 100 points in a postseason game. All right, now it's 1st and 10 from the 44 with only 1 minute and 30 seconds to go. And Ben Roethlisberger's trying to look to throw, and he loses the ball, and J.J. Watt recovers it and gets it into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. And it's now going to be 96. Now we're going to do a 2-point conversion here, and we're going to make it 98. All we need, and Pittsburgh has 10 turnovers in this game. And we do make it in, so all we need is to score a 2-point safety to make it 100. With only a minute and 15 seconds to go from the 13-yard line, Joe Flacco, he's going to throw it to AJ Green, and he's going to get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Huskies. And we'll see you guys at the end of the game. 4th receiving touchdown, and it's now 105-0 here, and it's going to be a shutout for this Huskies team as they are advancing their way to the Super Bowl. Yay! The Toronto Huskies have made their first Super Bowl, will advance to their first Super Bowl in franchise history. This is incredible, folks. After relocating to Toronto last season after leaving East Rutherford, New Jersey as the New York Jets, the NFL decides to add a Canada team, and they are successful, and they ended up 16-0 on the year. Most expansion teams do not make the playoffs in their first season. Some teams have went winless, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in 1976. So we're going to do the statistics here. Cam Newton, perfect pass rating, 9 out of 11, 81%, and 4 touchdowns there. Joe Flacco, also the same thing as Cam Newton, 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rushing-wise, Frank Gore, 6 carries, 42 yards, and 2 touchdowns on the day. Receiving-wise, Rob Gronkowski, 7 receptions, 153 yards, and 3 touchdowns on the day. AJ Green, 5 receptions, 154 yards, and 4 touchdowns on the day. Let's see how many interceptions this team has. McCourty had 2, Smith had 1, and our defense had 4 defensive touchdowns. So that